What's up, everyone? It's me, CN.TSUKAIMA, and welcome to CN.Figures, Figures in Your House. And for this tour review, we're going to look at the DC Multiverse McFarlane Toys action figure, Batman Earth 1 Devastator. The package of this figure is very big and also heavy. You can see him inside. In the bottom, there's DC Multiverse, and there's the name of the character. And right here in the corner, you can see McFarlane Toys. And this side, we see the name of the character. And again, we see DC Multiverse and McFarlane Toys right there in the bottom. And we also get in the other side right here, you guys can see. And the back side, we get an image of the character. And there's more figures in the set that you guys can collect. We see the name of the character and McFarlane Toys right there. There's nothing in the top side or in the bottom side. So enough chatting. Let's take him out. And before I start, if you guys want to pick him up, you can pick him up right now at Big Bad Toy Store. So please, guys, check out that website right now. And here's the figure out of this box. This is amazing. It's a monster. And there's a lot to talk about, a lot to show. There's a load of sculpting all around this figure. I think McFarlane Toys had nailed it on this figure. And it's freaking huge and freaking heavy. And he also has a bunch of great detail that I really like. Okay, now let's get on with the accessory that this bad boy comes with. Like always, we get the exact same stand, just like the rest of the DC Multiverse figures. There's really nothing, just all colored black. And there's the peg, and there's DC right there in the bottom. And there's nothing in the back side at all. And he also comes with this card. The picture looks so good. And we get the exact same image, just like in the back side of the box. And there's Batman Earth 1 right there in the bottom. There's really nothing in the back side. We see the name, another picture, and DC Multiverse right there in the bottom. Okay, now let's get back with the figure. And here's Devastator again, and what a masterpiece of a figure. We get some nice clean paints on this guy, and a little bit darker paints right there in the top of his chest. And look at that nice detail. I really like it. And I just discovered like the spikes that he has in the top, on the arms, the knuckles, and the legs. They're all sculpted with rubber plastic that came out so good. And you can bend the pieces all around. And I love the dark color they use on the spikes. And I love the detail on his clothes. Look, all that torn. That's very good. I love the color. I love the detail, the sculpting. And look in the bottom of his waist. This is very great. And each leg has their own design. And also on the back side. And the front side, we get a little bit more detail, like this white color around and pieces of his clothes. And also on this side and the top. And also on the back side. This is very nice. And look at that nice sculpting that he has on his back. The only parts that's all sculpted is here and the shoulders, and also on the front side of the figure, like the muscles here. But the shoulders, they have like darker gray color, and everything else is kind of lighter. But I'm okay with that. Okay, let's get on with his head sculpt. This guy is very huge, and I heard that this is Batman, and how in the world that Batman turned into this. I don't really like it because I like Batman since I was a kid. Okay, look at that head sculpt. It's freaking amazing. Came out very sick. And I love the spikes that he has on the chin. And you can see his bat ears right there in the top of his head. And this part is very smooth, but the rest of it is so sculpted. And you can see his red colored eyes in each side of his face. The nose came out very small, but look at the teeth that he has in the inside of his mouth. It has a little bit of light color in the middle, and you can open his mouth, you see? There's nothing to talk about on the inside, but you can close it and you can open it again. And each spy set, it has more torn out clothes. And I love the detail that it has here. And I can feel that it has more rubber plastic. This is very good. And there's more sculpting right here in the bottom of his hands, like softer spikes, and also in the back side. And there's not a lot to talk about around the elbows, but there's a lot to talk about on his hands. And you can see his fingers sculpted very good. And look at that huge thumbnail right there. That's very sick. I love it. And around the hand, there's more sculpting detail. And this hand you can see is open and it has a lot in the front side of his hand. Maybe say you can move the fingers. No, you cannot move the finger or the nails, but the nails, they're freaking huge. I really like that. And he doesn't have not that much muscles here on the biceps or on the top of the shoulders. And there's a lot of sculpting here in the front side, like I mentioned. And I think he has muscles on the legs. And I can feel all that sculpting where his pants are, like all that torn out. And look at his toes. His toes are freaking huge. And look, there's more sculpting here. And all the toes, they're all sculpted together in each foot around. They should at least add a little bit black color like the toenails. I don't know why. Maybe it's gonna look very weird, don't you think? But in the back of the ankle, we get more darker color here and a little bit whiter here in this half. More darker color here and more light color here. And there's more muscles on the back of his legs. And I think he has little bit veins, but I don't think that they give this guy some veins. Now let's get on with his articulation. You can move his head side to side and complete rotation. He looks down just a little bit. He doesn't look up, just straight. You can open his arms as much. He has a butterfly joint, rotation in each arm around. No double joint there around the elbows, but you can bend it just a little bit. And he has some rotation on his wrist, but no pivot. Rotation in this part of the arm. And he has no bicep swivel at all. And no torso articulation. Oh yeah, he does have some torso articulation. He has a butt joint around the waist. And you can bend the torso back and forth longer with the waist. You can open his legs this much. Kick a little bit from the front and a little bit from the back. And I think we don't get any double jointing around the knees. You can bend it. He has some ankle articulation and extra articulation right here on his big, huge toes. Comparing size, but first, let's see how tall this figure stands. He stands just exactly 8 inches tall. And here he is with my Shao Kahn figure, and I have no idea which figure stands the most height. And here he is with my Storm Collectibles E Honda, and you can see that Devastator is taller than E Honda. Here he is with my Marvel Select Thing, and you can see that the Thing is taller than Devastator. And here he is with my favorite Marvel Select Thanos. And there you have it, guys. Man, this figure came out so good. I just love the sculpting on his spikes and the sculpting of his head. And this guy, I think, is one of the best DC figures that McFarlane Toys ever made on this line. I just love the detail and the amazing work that he has. Okay guys, that's all for today. So thank you for watching today's review. I hope you enjoy it. If you did, leave a like. If you want to share this video, go ahead, be my guest. Comment, but remember, do not leave any offensive comments or saying bad words. If you do that, your comment will be removed from this video. And subscribe to the channel because I'm almost to 800 subscribers. So please, guys, please subscribe right now. And I'll be doing more toy reviews around this month. And please follow my Facebook page, CN.Figures. Follow me on Twitter and follow me on Instagram. And I got you guys on the next one. So take care, be safe, keep on hunting, keep on collecting. To CN.TSUKAIMA and Devastator, and we're out in line.